Good morning. Hello, everybody. I'm not really sure how this is going to work out, but for those of you that know me, I'm Amy. I am one half of the Periscoping Sisters. Debbie is in California. She's going to a baseball tournament today, but that's not the reason why she's not here. If you hadn't noticed, there's nobody next to me. I'm here all by myself. But in this house in Georgia, I'm having some really challenging internet issues. After talking to the Indian people twice, and they couldn't help me from India, obviously, I called the local people and they told them what the speeds were, and they said, run this test, tell me what the speeds are, and I did all that, and they're like, oh, you really need somebody to come out there. I'm like, yeah, I knew that. So they told me I got a call like within, I don't know, a couple hours for the very next day, which was this past Thursday. Today is Saturday, October 14th. So I was like, wonderful. I'm so lucky. Yay. Had my son come over because I wasn't home from work just yet. They said it was going to be 2:45 to 6:45, and the guy never showed up. Of course he didn't. He didn't even call. He didn't call the next day. And so there was a couple things I wanted to talk about just real quick. And Debbie said, why don't you just put up a little video real quick and just let everybody know it's not that we decided to stop, although I thought about saying that just because I like to mess with people. But, you know, of course, this next weekend is Rhinebeck. We're going to be taking some little videos, maybe do some blogs. Probably not, I say that with good intentions, but I don't know that that will happen. So we're going to do a big podcast when we get back. But I wanted to talk about a couple things, show a couple things before Rhinebeck. And the first thing is what I'm wearing. And it's really warm here in Georgia, and I'm sweating. Can you tell? I finished my hoodie shawl cardigan. Now, for people who want to do this hoodie shawl cardigan, the instructions and the directions are absolutely fabulous. I, however, can follow a pattern, but choose not to. I need to put that out there because Debbie's always saying that I can't follow a pattern. I really can follow a pattern. I just choose not to. So I decided to do a sort of a fade hoodie shawl cardigan. So I'm going to stand up and stand back so you can see the whole thing. Okay, ready? Reveal. Drum roll. And it fits me perfectly. Don't you love it? I'm standing on my tippy toes. And right here's where the bottom is. And my waist and belly button is about right here. So it's probably a few inches lower than that. You can see the bottom of it right around here. So, what you think? I am so proud of myself. I finished a sweater for Rhinebeck all by myself without Nana's help. No, I take that back. I did have to call Knitting 911 and talk to the Knitting Nana representative a couple times. However, she did not knit one stitch of this sweater. I did it all by myself. What? I can't believe it. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. I'm really proud. The sleeves came out great. They're perfect. I did some garter at the bottom for the little cuff, and it was just perfect length. By the time I blocked it, it's just came out perfectly. Okay, so if you're interested in the yarns that I used, I don't think I have any of the little balls. This dark purple and this actually variegated light color with purple and mint specks, as well as the mint, is all from Nora George yarn. She custom dyed that for me. And then this variegated is A Moon's Eye by Scribbles and Knits, Jason. You can see this. Probably one of my most favorite colorways ever. That's these stripes. And then the darkest is Lamb Strings yarn, and this is probably down here. You can see the darkest, and I can't remember the colorway of that one. Darn it. If you see me at Rhinebeck, I'll try to remember. Or if you see Shauna, ask her. She might not know. But that's what I did the band in and the bottom. So it came out really great. So now I'm like roasting, so I'm going to have to take it off or I'll be melting. Okay, the other thing I wanted to tell you guys about, And it's not that I'm necessarily boasting, but I guess some people may say, well, she's boastful, but it's not every day. I mean, anybody can publish a pattern on Ravelry, and it is exciting, especially when you publish your first pattern. You're just like, my pattern is out there. It's so exciting. But to have a pattern accepted to be published in a magazine is really an incredible honor. And I had one of my sock patterns accepted into Rib. And I know probably a lot of people have already seen it because Eric was letting me know that I could talk about it. And of course, within like 10 minutes, I had it up on Instagram. But the tetrahedron socks are actually is a pattern that I knit with my son in mind, my oldest son. And I said, you know what? This might be a really cool pattern for Rib Magazine. So I'm going to show you, and of course this is not an adult, a men's size sock blocker, but this is what they look like. This is actually Jared's pair that he's going to be gifted. This light color is Hedgehog Fibers. I think it was Implode was the name of this colorway. And this is Baron Vula in her truffle colorway. So there they are. My tetrahedron socks. And you guys, if anybody, you guys know what kind of patterns I make. This truly is a beginner's pattern. Like when I say beginner, I say if somebody can knit the smooth operator socks and learn the construction of a sock through Susan B. Anderson's smooth operator socks, you can literally cast on and knit this sock, the very next set of socks. It is so easy. And the way these slip stitches and pearls and things, this is probably the squishiest and spongiest pattern I've ever created. I mean, the yarn, the hedgehog yarn was on the thin side, but the way this is knit, oh my gosh. So thank you, Eric and Jenny and Devin and the Rib team, and now Ramona, so much for giving me the honor to have my tetrahedron socks in a magazine. My son even said, boy, it's cool that my socks are going to be in a magazine. I said, no, your socks are not going to be in a magazine. The socks that I knit are going to be in the magazine, but it's the pattern you'll see that was yours that'll be in the magazine. So, yay! Okay, the only other thing I wanted to tell you, I am doing some dyeing. My husband probably wants the kitchen back after all these months of having stuff covered in tinfoil. When I get back from Rhinebeck, I have several skeins that I've already dyed, but I'm going to be doing a lot more dyeing to try to clean things up before the holidays and pack everything up until after the holidays when the springtime comes. There are a couple more slots for the Sexy Sip Socks Club for 2018. Those that had signed up for the 2017, the third installment is going out probably right before November 1st. And then for the new 2018, it's a 3-month subscription for January, February, and March. And these are hand-dyed yarn. It could be on sparkle base or on regular base. And it comes with they're actual mixed drinks with really awesome names. And I also include the picture of the drink and the recipe. So you can kind of compare the yarn to it and maybe make it yourself if you want to drink. So that's the Sexy Sip Sock Club. That's in my Etsy store. Indigo Color Co. on Etsy. So there's just a couple more slots left for 2018. I don't know if I will do another one later on in the year. I might. So this is the second installment and maybe the last for a little while. Before Christmas, well, probably when I get back from Rhinebeck, I'm going to be sort of updating my husband's Etsy shop, Mr. Indigo's Bags. We're going to be putting things in there on sale and on clearance so we can clear out the shop and maybe get couple fun wintry bags in the shop. So we need to get rid of the ones that we have. So we're going to be doing a sale. So if you're waiting for a magnetic closure, Mr. Indigo's Bags, be on the lookout for that. Favorite the shop so you can get notification when it's updated. And so there was one other thing I wanted to tell you about, and ever since I started dyeing back in March, April, I have, and actually it was my My husband was really helped me kind of think this through, but I have got an Advent, I guess you can use that term lightly, kits in my shop. And it's called A Partridge in a Skein Tree. So, based on the song, if you can remember every verse, and I'm going to put in the package, it'll have the list of all the different verses. Each mini skein, it's a 20-gram mini skein. Some are sparkle and some are not. It's sock weight yarn. Each mini skein, 12 days of Christmas, hence 12 20-gram minis. Each is colored and dyed in a representation of how I represented each of the verses. Also in that kit, you get Mr. Indigo's bags. That is going to be exclusive to the kits. Nobody else can get the bag, which is a pretty good size. It's probably between a small and a medium. It's probably a 3 skein bag with magnetic closures. You also get a full skein of yarn, and you also get a little surprise made by me. So you're going to get a little finished object with the pattern on how to recreate the gift that I have in each of the boxes. So I think there's only about 16 or 17 kits left. So when they're sold out, they're sold out. And honestly, you guys, kits like this are no joke. I think after all is said and done, honestly, there's probably more time in packing and preparation than the actual dyeing of the yarn. That is the least amount of time, which is a big chunk of time. But I've really, really enjoyed, I've really thought it through. They're packaged so beautifully. I hope you guys really, really like them. So those are going to be shipping out probably mid-November because I really want everybody to get the boxes by the beginning of December. So that's A Partridge in a Skein Tree, 2017. So that's all I have for you. I showed you my sweater and my tetrahedron socks and told you about our Etsy shop. So I guess the next time I'll see you, it'll actually be me and Deb, and we'll have plenty of things to show and talk about from our Rhinebeck trip. I cannot wait. So I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.